Alright everyone, welcome back to Plants vs Zombies. Where we left off, we were on World 3, where we just acquired the lily pad, because it looks like the zombies gave up attacking your front yard. Now they're trying your backyard. No pun intended. And on top of it all, you can't even use your mushrooms, because they fall asleep during the day. Well, isn't that just dandy? No, it is not. But that does mean we will be getting a lot more daytime plants, and that will be quite beautiful for us. So, what can we do here to spice this up a bit? Not really much at all. Maybe we'll go chompers only. Just because this seems rather easy at the moment. So we'll go for chompers only, and see how that works out. We've tried this once before, and it worked out quite well on a full daytime level on 5 rows of grass, but now we've got 6 rows in total, and in order for us to place anything on the water, we need to first place a lily pad. So essentially this challenge we will be only killing zombies via chompers, if that is possible. And now that it is daytime again, we are getting sun from the sky, so I believe it is highly possible for us to do this without too much failure. It's good to start preemptively placing lily pads because admittedly the zombies don't come out too... Oh, that could be a very big problem for us. The zombies... Anyway, we should be able to manage. The zombies don't come out too quickly, but you don't know when the water zombies are going to come out. Usually it's delayed quite a bit, because obviously you can't build up your water defenses that quickly. But still, you need to watch out for that. Anyway, I think we're going to just stick with 1 row of sunflowers. It makes it a little more difficult. If you go for 2 rows of sunflowers on any map, it's just a piece of absolute cake. Haha, caught myself there. Anyway, you thought I was going to say something else, didn't you? Huh? Perverted minds. How dare you? I would never, ever say anything other than the most profane... No, wait, hold on. I would never say anything profane. I would also never say anything legally binding. Don't ask where that came from, I don't even know what that means. Anyway, this challenge seems to be rather easy. We've got our lily pad set up for when the pool zombies come out. Oh yeah, gotta pimp out the zombies. Forgot about that. Give them some cool shades as well. And just for completion's sake, we will set that up. If you don't know how I did that, I explained it in the last episode, but essentially there are certain things you can type into your keyboard while you are playing this game in order to trigger effects like this. Usually they only tell you when you get to the end game content, but if you already know the end game content, you can type it in a bit early for some of them. Others, you're gonna have to work for. For example, if I try and type daisies... Oh, hang on, spelt it wrong, that's my bad. Daisies... No, daisies? You don't have enough Tree of Wisdom for that. So, you will have to get to the endgame content if you want to try that one out for yourself. But, tricked out, TRICKEDOUT, to get the transformed lawnmowers into lovely little monster trucks. Type in mustache, MOUSTACHE, for little mustache zombies. I like how they give them different ones too. There may not be a big variety, but it's still cute. And for the fun and funky glasses, just type in the word future. F-U-T-U-E... No, F-U-T-U-R-E. How did I mess up the simplest one? Honestly. Anyway, this level seems quite a breeze, actually. The worst part about it was the start, but now that we've managed that, 2 rows of chompers should be able to take on pretty much anything that comes this way fairly easily. Now, the reason I've tried to use chompers only for this level is because chompers are widely regarded to be one of the worst plants in this game. Not because of their instant kill, that's the literal best part about them, but because of the fact that they chew their zombies for, I think I read somewhere that it was like 40 plus seconds. And that is really not a lot of time to be reacting to an entire row of zombies just flooding in. So that's why they're known as being quite terrible. Because they take their time with chewing their food, much like a lot of other people I know. I don't know why, but I seem to chew my food a lot faster than some people. Like, I'll be finished with a meal and then other people will be just like, bro, we're just on the starters. You just finished dessert. I'm like, what of it? You're slow. Like, I don't get it. I'm not meant to abide by any eating rules in terms of speed. If anything, the faster I finish my food, the more I've appreciated it. Because I thought it was that good that I just had to finish it immediately. I'm not trying to insult anyone by finishing it immediately. If I was trying to insult someone, I'd probably leave right after I finished. But I didn't, so I haven't, and I'm fine. Leave me be. Let me eat. I will eat what I will eat, when I will eat it, and how I will eat it. Not my fault you eat slow. Anyway, enough of a rant. We have unlocked the squash, which personally is pretty simple. This is just the description. Squashes zombies. You figure it out from there. But yeah, the squash is quite useful, especially for football zombies, newspaper zombies, bucket heads. Pretty much everything they're trying to throw at me in this level. So, we will be only using it on the weaker zombies in this level. And we will actually be trying a little bit harder. So essentially, this squash boy, much like the rest of the hard removal, like the potato mine and the cherry bomb and the doom shroom, can one-shot quite a few zombies if you use it well. This time around we're going for 2 rows of sunflowers, and I will demonstrate to you guys what the squash does when it's in its prime. Unlike the potato mine, the squash does not need to charge up. Look at that ugly little face. He's so grumpy with something. He's staring at me. And he's staring at you guys too. He is really pissed off. And look, he hasn't gotten sleep in days. Look at those bags, right? He wants to have a death staring competition with us. And this zombie's trying to get in his way. Which is a bad move on his part, because here he comes. Oh. No ruining the staring competition. That's a big no. Anyway, so that's what the squash does, and works really well if you pair him up with the walnut or any type of defensive plant, because if you line up a group of zombies together in one small area, you will in fact squash them all. Now, this is generally how I do a water level, just straight up, because it is so handy to have this many sunflowers on any given level. And you'll see what I mean by 2 rows of sunflowers equals OP instant win, because look how much sun we have. And we have not focused on defense one little bit, except for insta-kills. So now we just do this, and then we do this, and we place some of that, just for fun. And we've pretty much rolled this entire level already. Watch, you guys will see. Just with this strategy so far, we will absolutely destroy this level, and we will not be insta-killing any of the heavy guys. Anybody that has a cone on their head is free game, and anybody that's weaker than a cone on their head is also free game. But as for... ooh! We got ourselves a present. I completely forgot about this. We have unlocked mini games. Play them from the main menu. So, I think instead of doing that in conjunction with a regular episode, we will in fact be doing that at the end of the series. Because if any of you have played this before, you will know the horrors of minigames in trying to do them before the end of the game. Basically, you can only play 3 minigames, I think it is, and then the rest of them says will be unlocked once you have completed the game. Or completed story mode, sorry. So, we will leave the minigames till the end. Plus, it's sort of a fun bonus thing to do at the end anyway, so we will get to that when we get to that. But as for now, we are doing quite well with our defenses. And even though we don't need them, I think I will throw in another line. Just for funsies. I say we don't need them, but if a bucket zombie and a football zombie come in the same lane together, it will be less than perfect. Luckily though, those 2 types of zombies usually only appear on land. So we shall see. I don't think there's any this wave, which is a bit unnerving because that means they're going to come between here and there, which could mean on the final wave there's actually going to be quite heavy resistance. Oh no, there's our first bucket zombie. Bucket zombies can actually go in the water, but football zombies and newspaper zombies cannot. Handy little tip there for you. Don't know why I'm saying giving you guys tips and tricks. I'm sure you guys have already played PvZ before, but I guess if you haven't, just some helpful little bits of advice. Oh, I missed that completely. Well, that's annoying. But you'll notice that not only when you slow down zombies will they move slowly, they will also eat a lot slowly too, making pretty much any plant you place turn into a small walnut. You know? Takes them a bit longer to get through. Bit of a chunky mess. And gives you quite a lot more time to deal with the problem at hand. So that's what I was meant to do on the lily pad that was there, but I misclicked and defended nothing really. Okay, so yeah, I probably should have and could have put repeaters in, but you know, I kind of value all these plants more. And admittedly, yeah, I probably should have picked repeaters instead of pea shooters just because of the amount of sun that I have. Because the only thing I'm waiting on right now is recharge time, which is quite slow for walnut and other defensive plants, so look out for that. Get them planted early if you want to make an entire row full. Oh, but yeah, so far, studying for exams have been going pretty well. My bio exam's coming up soon, but I think I'm prepared. I think I'm fairly good. And then once the exams are over, essentially I should be done with Plants vs Zombies main game. But if you guys enjoyed it enough, I will show off the minigames, the puzzle games, and the survival world as well. It's quite interesting actually, because there is a survival endless, and it is literally endless. Like, you can go on to wave 100. Well, wave 100 is as far as I've seen people go, but you can go quite far in that, and it's insane. It is real insane. Maybe I'll try and speedrun this game. Not the minigame section or the survival endless section, which I've seen people do, but maybe I'll try and speedrun it. Who knows? Might be something to try out. And of course, when we get the single football zombie that actually shows up in the bottom row, where I don't have a walnut just yet. Can we clutch it? We can indeed, doesn't matter. Okay, well this guy's taking quite a beating, which is a pretty big shame. So maybe we'll just add a bit more firepower back here. Sadly, like I mentioned, the snow pea does not stack, but if there's a group of zombies like this and they keep swapping which one's in first, it does alternate the freezing, slowing everybody down collectively. I did say I wouldn't drop a squash on a bucket head, so I guess I'll wait for him to lose the bucket. And then once he's a normal zombie, I can show you the power of the bucket. Not the bucket, the squash. The true power of the squash. There you go, get through that. Alright, and once these guys are, once the bucket's gone, although it does seem like it isn't being hit whatsoever. Which is interesting. Man, this is gonna be embarrassing if I've got like over 3,000 sun and I can't deal with one buckethead zombie. Come on, slow him down, slow him down, slow him down. Stop hitting the dead body of the last one. There you go. Infinite stun. This is a cheesy way of getting through quite a lot of big threats. But yes, you can theoretically infinitely stun the last zombie. So long as it's not a really fast eater and you can slow it down with snow peas. Anyway, we got our most expensive plant so far. 325 sun, shoots peas in 3 lanes. Which is definitely handy. So we'll just have a look at it now. Damage, normal for each pea. Range, 3 lanes. 3-Peter likes reading, backgammon, and long periods of immobility in the park. 3-Peter enjoys going to shows, particularly modern jazz. I'm just looking for that special someone, he says. 3-Peter's favourite number is 5. Well, there you go. Okay. Okay, I really want to read this one now. I'm ready, yells Squash. Let's do it! Put me in! There's nobody better! I'm your guy! Come on! What are you waiting for? I need this! His face does not replicate his enthusiasm. Alright, so we're coming up against these guys. Snorkel zombies. We haven't encountered them yet. In fact, we haven't encountered anything new so far until now. Except for the ducky tube zombie. So we will be trying our best to beat this. Now, let's go for the strategy I thought I was going to go for last time. Actually, no, we need to try out the repeater. So we'll get rid of the walnuts, because I don't think we'll need those with this strategy. And I would like to show them off. Okay, we got unlucky with the sun. Not too unlucky though. So essentially, when you place a sunflower, there's a given range interval of when it'll grow or give you an extra sun. The one you're looking for is the second you plant it, before this fully finishes recharging, you will get a sun from the sky, guaranteed, and then you get one from this guy. Either right, like before it recharges, or right after. Those ones are the ones you're looking for. This is a pretty, like, advanced thing, like, well, not too advanced, it's just like, once you get going through the game, you'll realize, like, hey, why is it that last game I was managed to get 4 sunflowers down, and this game I could only get down 3 before the first zombie showed up? It's just dependent on when they spit out the sun. It's a bit RNG. Not too bad though. It's not like it would lose you a game or anything. But there's definitely an RNG factor behind it. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. We only keep these 2 at the back lily pads for sun, and everything before that we will use for 3-Peters. That's right, we're going to try and test them out right now. Place one here. As you can see, does indeed hit 3 lanes. So the best place to put them would be here, 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 and there. If you put them on the edge, you will in fact lose a third of your DPS from that plant. So you can tell that it's quite important to place them in correct areas, although not that difficult to spot where the correct areas are. Honestly, the 3-Peters are a pretty good plant. It's like 3-in-1 pea shooters, and it saves you 2/3 of the space, so you can kind of tell why it's a little bit more than the average pea shooter would be times 3. But yeah, so far it's doing quite a number. So I like, instead of using 3-peaters in the extra far lanes, I like to put regular repeaters, just so it kind of makes up for the fact that if I did put a repeater there, it would basically just be a pea shooter for this row. Alright, now we're getting into the nitty gritty. Getting into the part where we get conehead zombies in the water real quick. That should be fine for it, and it would provide DPS for the rest of the pool. Basically, 3-peaters is an amazing plant. Definitely not better than the repeater when placed in mass, but yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Put down a snow pea just to slow this guy down a bit. Plus, that's where I planned on putting the snow peas anyway. Okay, oh, we've almost ranked up enough to get that 8th seed slot. We might even do it by the end of this, if we're lucky. If we're really, really lucky, we will get it. Ah, here we go. So this is the snorkel zombie. He will try his best to sneak up. And as you can see, all the peas are flying over his head. And this guy's head as well. Best counter for them is in fact squashes and walnuts, because walnuts will force them to pop up out of the water and start eating the walnut, and the walnut takes a while to clear, so he'll be up there for a really long time. Lily pads also work, but he can eat through them quite quickly, so either place them in advance so that he gets hit quite a few times earlier, and then you can finish him off when he comes back. But besides that, he's really not that big of a threat, to be quite honest. I used to be afraid of him when I was playing this for the first time, but now he's kind of just like a, oh, it's you again, alright, goodbye, sort of guy, if you know what I mean. Although it can be a little awkward when he starts eating through your good plants. That's why you just don't place your good plants anywhere near for him to get. Okay, so we're coming up to the end of the level here. We're kicking quite a lot of butt. Ooh. There we go. Oh, that was a misplace. Oops. I'm sorry if that bothers you. I did just waste 200 sun. But what bothers me more is not having a symmetrical lawn. I don't know if it's just me. I definitely don't have OCD. I can easily build a lawn that's not symmetrical whatsoever, but it's preferable in my case. Like, not necessary whatsoever, but just kind of, no. Whatever. They'll still get killed. Right here. So I guess the best thing about the 3-peater is the fact that, ooh, strangle kelp. The best thing about the 3-peater is that even if zombies are in the 3rd and 1st lane only, he will still attack. So we just unlocked the strangle kelp, which is essentially the squash for the water. Aquatic plant that pulls the zombie underwater. There you go. So that's what we're working with. And, what should we do? Let's go for another chomper heavy strategy, shall we? We'll still have a bunch of hard removal just in case things get a bit crazy. But let's go chomper heavy. We're gonna go 2 rows of 2 rows of chompers. 2 rows of sunflowers. Ooh, we got the bad luck. We have to get 2 from the sun. Well, we don't have to, but we may as well. So we're going chomper heavy. We're gonna try kill everything in this wave with chompers only. Which honestly, like, for the supposedly worst plant in the game, it's quite good removal. Like, yeah, it's not cherry bomb good, same cost, but it does have a really fast recharge, believe it or not. Vodafone with 5G plus infinite recharge. But no, seriously, like, Chomper's decent when it comes to thinking of it like it eats one and then you kill it and then you just place another. Because you can get it back like that. It's just easy as. Okay, there's our first victim. Just one more sun. Thank you. And we can start setting up fairly well. Oh man, I just thought about Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare. I've talked about PvZ2 a lot, but Garden Warfare. Oh wow, I completely forgot you were coming this way. Garden Warfare. Like, admittedly, I love the concept. I absolutely love it. Playing as the plants themselves, being able to control them, run around, and take out zombies in a 3D environment. Absolutely adore the concept, right? But when it came to the actual game itself, you couldn't play it solo. There was no story mode to it. You could not play it solo. You had to play it with others. And if you did play it solo, like if you did manage to find a way to play it solo like I did, you were essentially are screwed because the levels are built for 4 players. Minimum. And that kind of annoyed me. If instead, for Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare, they had a solo story mode where you could, kind of like Uncharted 4, where you could summon troops to fight for you, like whether they be Walnut to be like a sort of riot shield defense kind of guy, or a just like another repeater, just for some pure DPS that wasn't controlled by you. I think that'd be pretty good, but the way they handled it was a bit poor, and admittedly, I didn't really enjoy it in the end. Anyway, as you can see, I don't know if I showcased this before, but the pole vault zombie will in fact make the chomper miss. Hence why it's important to have 2 rows of chompers at least. Because things like the pole vault zombie exist. And there's a bunch of other people later on that will indeed try to just skip over all your stuff. Okay, I think we're just about set up. I'm putting more emphasis on the water, just because it's it feels more vulnerable. Although it isn't, technically, but yeah, it just feels like I need to back it up a bit more. Okay, I think that pretty much makes us safe. And this has been officially another level easily completed by chompers. The supposed worst plant in the game. Maybe I'll just do a run through where I only use chompers. I think it's going to be possible. Like, I will need a lot of sun power, don't get me wrong. And if I don't have it, I will be screwed. But, yeah. All chompers. I definitely think that could be possible. I know I just contradicted myself. But, yeah, I do think it would be possible. I can't think of anything that would make it not possible. Some would make it a lot more difficult, or some zombies would make it a lot more difficult to handle. But all in all, definitely possible. Especially on New Game Plus. And that's right, you heard me right. Plants vs Zombies 1 came out, I don't know when, 2000 and single digit something, right? At the very least. But yeah, this game has a sort of New Game Plus. Believe it or not. New Game Plus is a relatively new feature to the gaming industry. Like, some games have had it for a while, like Dark Souls and Bloodborne and just games like that. And even the Jak and Daxter series. I don't know if it was in Jak 2, but Jak 3, you could do hero mode, which would essentially start you from the beginning again, but you'd have all of the weapons, which is essentially what New Game Plus is all about. If you didn't know, New Game Plus, basically you start the game again, but you have quite an advantage, but also, well, usually it comes with a more difficult gameplay as well. So this game's New Game Plus means that you've unlocked all the plants. You can use them all from level 1-1 all the way to 5 or 6 or however many levels there are, right? But you are restricted and forced to use 3 plants that are pre-selected for you, which does in fact make the game a bit of a pain in some cases. Ooh, that was a pretty good clutch. That lily pad is very close to not being alive. Oh yeah, forgot to show off the Tangle Kelp. Well, I'll be using it a lot anyway, so you guys will see what it's like in a bit. Honestly, if you stack chompers, like, just look at this beauty. 5x6 of chompers. It's just a graveyard for zombies. Absolute graveyard. They can't do anything about it, let's be honest. And despite its flaws, just like any plant in this game, if you produce it in mass, it will have an amazing effect. Notice how I said an amazing effect rather than it'll be so powerful? That's because some of these plants is just going to be trash if you place 50,000 of them. Like, sunflowers, yeah, you'll get a lot of sun, but you'll lose. And there's a bunch of other plants like that, but yeah, just in general, chompers are the bomb without even needing to explode. That's how good they are. Now, admittedly, 3+ zombies in any lane means that a chomper is definitely gone, but then you just replace it because it recharges so quickly. And anybody that jumps over gets eaten by the next layer. It's like the best thing ever. Nah, but I think in Plants vs Zombies 2 they did in fact improve the chomper's eating time, at the very least. And they also added in another type of plant that could one-shot by eating. And in fact it turned the zombies into extra sun for you guys to use, which is quite nice. Also, don't know if you guys just saw that, but the chomper can in fact eat a zombie that is behind it, eating another plant. So that is another thing to keep in mind. Just how strong this guy is. And don't get me wrong, I'm not fighting for Chomper's defense. It is still absolutely one of the worst endgame cards, but I do believe it is possible for you to play this entire game with just Chompers and obliterate your enemies. We are going to wait for this Chomper to eat that guy first before placing a new one, just so it can eat this guy, and nothing gets in the way of that. But honestly, look at this. What's going to get through this anytime soon? Not that much. And all I have to do is keep topping it up. It is pretty great. Stop it. Bing, bing, bong. And then the second it's eaten, you just place another, and then it's just easy town. Ding, 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 ding. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We'll dig up that guy because he's busy eating. We'll repot him in the front yard. And they just don't stand a chance. None whatsoever. Dig this guy up so that he can finish eating in the front yard. Honestly. Okay. I must admit, having played, I think, what, 3 levels where I've put Chompers only? Like, I'm starting to warm up to him now. yeah, I get it that they're not exactly great because of the extended period of time which they eat for, but just in general, they're not terrible. I might start defending their honor soon. Like, seriously, I don't think any of these guys have gotten fed, like, pretty much all game. Like, besides the start, this group right here haven't been fed yet. They may have attempted to, but they wouldn't have gotten anyone. Honestly, much better than I expected. And I know for a fact that in Plants vs. Zombies hard mode, I haven't downloaded it, but I am willing to give it a shot because I keep bragging about how great I am at this one. So it would be interesting to have a challenge. But I do know for a fact that they have in fact buffed the Chomper in that game mode, just to give you a bit more of a chance. Alright, and what do we get? Ooh. We get what looks like a car key. Ooh, I think we just hit 5k. I think we barely just hit 5k. Alright, Crazy Dave's car key. You can now visit Crazy Dave's shop. So if you thought this game was just prodding along slowly, getting new plants versus new zombies, you are wrong. We have a currency, as well as, hey, you found my car key. You know what that means? Crazy Dave's Twiddly Dinkies is open for business. Have a look, see if you can't find something you like. So, Crazy Dave is offering us 5 grand for 8 seed slots. These pool cleaners add an extra line of defense on levels with a pool. By that, he means, so first of all, you start off with lawnmowers and they do their little thing when the zombies reach them and just obliterate that lane, right? But with pool cleaners, they will work in the pool. Lawnmowers normally in the pool will kill the first zombie that touches it, and other than that, it just blows up because it can't function in the pool. So, that's why you buy these pool cleaners for $1,000 in case you are not so great at the pool levels. Garden Rake takes out the first zombie that steps on it. It lasts for 3 levels, so you can pay $200 and get a bit more time on the flower situation. Now, Gatling peas. Plant these on your repeaters to turn them into Gatling peas. Gatling peas shoot 4 peas at a time, which is quite overpowered. Plant these on your sunflowers to turn them into twin sunflowers. Twin sunflowers give twice as much as a sunflower, as you would expect. So we are going to buy the 8 seed slots per level now, and we can buy 9 seed slots, but it's for $20,000, which is quite a lot. Funny thing about zombies' process, sometimes it makes them come out real little and real mean. Defend your shins. And that's all the context you get for this level until you see that. All the zombies are now really small, and this is officially a conveyor belt level. Alright, this is one of my favourite game modes personally. So all the zombies are really tiny, and it's adorable. And it means they take much more damage from these peas. 3 shots to kill a regular zombie. And it also sounds like their voices are sped up a bit, so it sounds like they're really tiny. Just brains! Brains! Which I think is personally adorable. So, the only thing about this is some of it is RNG. So if you don't get all pea shooters, at least, you could be stuck for a little bit, waiting on one. But if you're lucky, I don't know if I'll be able to kill that guy in time, so I might have to use a cherry bomb on him. Hopefully not, though. We will use one here. We did not need a cherry bomb, lovely. But we might need one here because these guys did stack up quite a bit. Honestly, cherry bombs in this, just drop them where you need to. Don't bother trying to hold onto them if you really can't. Just drop them where you need them. Even if it does seem like a bit of a waste at the time. You will get plenty more pea shooters later on to handle the situation. But once you get one in each, it's not foolproof. but you're basically set up. Because not much can get through after that. So we'll put some walnuts up here as well, just to defend against the not the buckets, the football zombies. They can be quite a pain at times. I don't know why I'm layering everything up over here. Who said they were going to be all coming this way? But yeah, this game mode is fairly easy as well, but it is an enjoyable one in my opinion. I think it is pretty much my favourite at this point. But yeah, it's also pretty pathetically easy. Like, once you get past the first round of RNG of like not knowing whether you're going to get pea shooters for all the lanes quickly enough, then it becomes quite easy. Once of course you get past that. Drop some cherry bombs here just to speed things up. But other than that, you're pretty much set once you have 2 pea shooters in each lane. Don't think there's a very easy way to lose if you have 2 pea shooters in each lane. Any more than that, then it's just overkill. Cherry bomb for efficiency. Okay, this is the last wave of zombies. Oh, come on, give me one more pea shooter. Thank you. And then we can just do this. Alright, and we will finish this episode off with the jalapeno. Destroys an entire lane of zombies. Also really good removal, but as you guys will see in the next episode, it's pretty good removal for one specific type of zombie. And I think that'll be showcased in the next episode. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more Plants vs Zombies, let me know. Give me some challenges as well. Game's a bit easy. It's a little bit easy, not to brag, but for me, professional. Been playing this for years. Not gonna lie, pretty good at the game. Even throwing in random challenges, pretty pathetically easy. You know, give me something I can really test out and give a shot. So thank you guys so much for watching again, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.